What's going on there, guys? It's I fix shit in your face. I got a fun one. I just went and picked this one up in Clearwater, Florida for $200. I want to say 200 bucks. I probably could have talked them down. I didn't think it was worth it. You know, I could have talked them down just based on the mileage and the plastic damage and the headlights not remounted, and there's some other little things going on, like the tail light fixture is broken, but that's all solvable stuff. I'm not worried about all that little shit. So I gave them the $200 that we discussed. But what's interesting about the scooter is that you rarely ever see this. So I thought this would be a fun test today. I have my Endoscopy, which we'll be plugging into my phone, and I'm going to be taking some video. I want to look at the cylinder wall on the scooter because it's rare that I ever see a Chinese scooter that has this kind of mileage on it for a 50cc GY6 Chinese 139 QMB engine to have this kind of mileage. I'm not saying it's unheard of, but to have this kind of mileage, and he says he rarely ever changed the oil. So I'm kind of curious to see what condition. I can feel it when I kick it. It's definitely got compression, but I'm curious what the cylinder wall looks like, what the piston head looks like. And so I thought it'd be kind of fun to put my Endoscopy down there today, take a little video footage and see what the cylinder wall looks like and the piston head. So as you can see, it says 14,169 miles, and in that whole time frame it only had 2 oil changes apparently, and that's a little crazy to me. Now I did get it running. He said that it had a battery problem. It does not have a battery problem, and to prove that, I will turn this on. Right there, you can see that it's coming in at 12.29. So that is not the problem. The problem is definitely not the battery. The problem is the Bendix clutch is not working, so the scooter won't start unless you kickstart it. So this needs a Bendix clutch. So technically he sold it to me because it stopped running because the Bendix clutch gave up, and he just let it sit for 2 months. So the gas in it should still work, and it just needs basically a Bendix clutch. And I did notice that this also needs a brake master cylinder because this one is broken. It seems to be a thing with these scooters. People break things and then they don't want to fix them or repair them properly. Well, that being said, I do have the carb pulled off over there. He said that his last tune-up was on 2020, and they did put an NGK spark plug in there, and if you look at the color, it is coffee brown, so this is actually running very well even for the high mileage that it's got. I did pull the carb off. I have 2 new carbs right there, but I think we're going to try to clean this one first before I throw money at the scooter, because ideally, if I don't have to, I don't want to. Like, if I just bought it for 200 bucks and got it running, and I barely have to do any work other than maybe a brake master cylinder and a Bendix clutch, then why spend the extra money if you don't have to? You know what I'm saying? This is a business. You got to run it like a business. So I'm going to clean this first. We're going to clean the jet, see what we can do. I've already pulled the spark plug, as you guys saw. So we're going to go down here with my Endoscopy right here, and we're going to see what that cylinder looks like. So let me get my camera set up with my Endoscopy. We'll shove that in there, and let's take a look at it. I have my wrench here set to turn the crank so I can get the cylinder down to a low point so we can have a look inside there properly. So this may take a little minute to do, so bear with me. But I'm curious. I'm curious, with only 2 oil changes, what the cylinder wall and the piston look like. This is a very good test, I think. So let's jump into it. Let's have a look. Ooh boy. It'll be interesting to see how that thing runs. That cylinder has heat, like basically heat pitting on the top of the piston cylinder. There is a ton of carbon buildup on there, and if you look at the cylinder wall, there's actually like slice lines in it. So I'm very curious to see how this thing is gonna run. I'm actually half tempted to run over to my buddies and get a compression tester and do a compression test on it. The fact that it even ran earlier is kind of mind-blowing. It was making kind of a weird thumping sound, like boop, 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 boop. Something tells me it's pretty low on compression. I might end up being for a head job on this one. So not that that's horrible, it just means I'll end up making a new video for the channel, but we'll see. I'll see what kind of power it has and how it runs. And oh man, I might even steam the engine. I might steam the top of the cylinder to see if I can get the pitting off, or to see if I can get all that buildup off of there. We'll see. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's a pretty rough looking cylinder there. Change your oil. Prime example of why you should change your oil.